Hello, welcome to the day 23 of our gratitude journey towards a magical life. What we do here is we are having 28 days journey following some gratitude practices instructed or guided by this magic book wrote by Rhonda Byrne. This is our day 23. We have done 22 days of practice already. If you have done this series before, last 22 days, you know what we normally do. If not, start from the day one, then you will understand this practice, how we go ahead with these 28 days. Before we go for day 23, I would like to remind, if you haven't done a morning practice of being grateful for 10 blissful things have in your life already. Write down then 10 things that you are grateful for having your life already, and saying thank you. That's start of the day we do. Let's see what the practice for today is. It says the magical air that you breathe. You might be thinking it's something nothing that serious to think of, but it is, because things are not. We should not take the things as granted. Sometimes we may not notice the natural things that environment can offer for us, things like air, water, food, and things like that. Whenever we are having a busy life, whenever we need more and more material things to achieve in our life, sometimes we tend to forget the gratefulness of having these resources around us. We have done these type of practices before, but this is particularly for air we breathe. If you imagine having even few seconds without having to breathe, can you imagine what's going to happen? We wouldn't have a life even. Not like the other things. Oxygen into our life, into our body, is something that we cannot be replaced from anything with anything else. Obviously, imagine that without these, if the trees are not giving out oxygen, what would happen? These are not by chance. These things, there's a reason for these things to have in our life. We are truly blissful to have this life, having all these natural resources around us. But most of the time, we don't tend to acknowledge these natural resources, but AI is one of the most important and vital thing that we need to have in our life. But what we're gonna do is today just simply be grateful for this fresh air that we can breathe. We can live the life having ample supply of this air around us. Obviously, every in and out of breaths, we don't pay attention to in and out of breathing, but it happens automatically. But oxygen entering into our body, into every single cell, is very important for us to go through life. Today we're going to be doing a bit of appreciation for having this air that we can breathe in. What we need to do today is, it says 5 times today, stop and think about the glorious air that we breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body, and feel the joy of breathing it out. Rhonda has break it down into different ways that you can do. Either you can take one breath in and say thank you deliberately, and whenever you breathe out, say thank you as well. Again, you can incorporate different practices as you wish, but at least as a minimum basic, you can do deliberately take 5 intentive breaths in and out, and being grateful for them breaths. Then what we normally do, simply being grateful for having this air around us. That's practice today basically. But books is suggesting at least try 5 different times during the day, and obviously as you go along with every day. For example, if you are a bit busy in a shopping center, or if you are busy in a queue, or if you are busy if you are a bit stressed out, this practice will be helpful to remind you that you should not be worried about the things, that you should be at least appreciate that something out there for you to be grateful for, which is our precious glorious air or oxygen. So this practice will remind you that you should not be keep worrying about the things. There is at least one basic thing that we should be grateful for having in our life, that will bring us back to our great gratitude practices, which will be amplifying our desires and material things even. That's one of the best things we can practice in the easiest and simplest way. It is such a simple thing, but it has got such a big power, because every time whenever we do counting on these 5 breaths, and we will feel more grateful, and that feeling will come into our life time to time. That's a practice for today, not a very big one, something simple but very powerful again. So what we're gonna do is tonight, don't forget to do this nighttime gratitude practice, holding your magic rock before you go to bed and saying thank you for the best thing happened for you during the day. That's a practice before you go to bed. But that's for today, but see what we can do tomorrow. Until then, have a lovely day.